She's very much alive, but she did the show, and it was the phone lines were packed, and I'd say a good 95 to 98% of the callers were females.
For women, yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Most of the people who see psychics or go to psychic fairs or who make appointments with psychics are women.
Mm-hmm.
You know, men are very rarely going to do something like that.
So it's really interesting that like James Van Praagh and John Edward are very prominent male psychics. I wonder if things are going to change.
The guy I went to
in the future. Yeah. Oh, and he was a fellow too. Yeah.
Yes, but he was super.
Yeah.
Yes.
He really did.
He was more feminine.
Oh, okay. So he was in tune.
He was in tune.
With his feminine side and with the world and the ethereal world. Cool.
He wasn't macho man.
Oh, okay. So he wasn't always logical. But see, now I think John Edwards is very macho. I've seen him. I think he is. Although he's a dancer too, but I think that he's macho. I think also James Van Praagh is very, very manly. The two. Have you seen any of those shows, Winston? The crossing over show kind of thing.
John Edwards a few times, and James Van Praagh. I think I saw him once on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Right.
And they were very convincing, to be honest.
Right, and some of that though could be video editing at the same time. I mean, that's the skeptic part of me again.
But
that
the show isn't rigged or anything.
Right, but I'm thinking that this. A lot of it. I mean, they did this in front of a live audience, and that's hard work. Even if some of it is cold reading and only some of it is what's 9 minutes.
It's 9.
Oh, it's 9.
I know. I looked up and I'm like, that went by quick.
This is the end of the show.
No.
Oh, Winston, this is the end of the show, and I had so many more things. Well. Yeah. Well. Okay. So yeah, I see more males now though, or going into this kind of thing. So, and I think that's encouraging.
Yeah.
It is, but I just wanted to say that no psychic, even if he's a real psychic, every psychic is going to get some misses and some hits, and as long as they get a 60% hit ratio, that's considered, a sign of genuine ability. So no psychic, not even John Edwards, if he was real, is going to be getting everything right all the time. Because he gets misses too, and some of his hits can be vague and some can be specific. So it's just up in the air. But sometimes the hits are just too detailed for it to have been chance, and so psychic abilities are not some tool that you can perfect and use. It's not totally at your control.
Not yet, anyway. I'm maybe eventually with practice and enlightenment and stuff like that.
It may not be meant to have it at our control because at our stage of evolution, the universe may decide that we would use it for selfish ends.
And that could happen.
So we're not.
Look at the state of politics. The universe is smart in that respect. Winston, we have to close the show. This is the end of the show.
Thanks for having me.
I have so much more to ask you and talk to you about, but if possible, I want to get you on sometime this summer. Especially if you're out and about doing things and talking to people and collecting stories and experiencing stuff yourself. I'd love to talk with you again with more time.
Okay, that'd be great.
If at all possible. And I'd love to get some of that stuff that you do up on our website. Well, I'll dig into my emails. I'll be more attentive this week. We'll get together because I'd love to get some of your work. Even pointers. I know there's a pointer to your paper on the website right now, and there'll be a pointer there forever. But some other anything that you do is so worthwhile. I have to say, from the entire paranormal community, thank you so much.
Yes, it's good to have someone on our side.
Yes.
And a pleasure to be on.
And thank you.
And I have a feeling that you're going to see a ghost.
I hope so. That would be neat if the next one you go to and there's an apparition. With that, you guys, I have to close the show. This has been Ghostly Talk. Thank you very much, Winston Wu, for appearing. I am Doug.
And I am Karma.
And we'll see you guys next Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time for 2 hours. Coming up next, W Paranormal on Pioneer Radio.
True science will not deny the existence of things because they cannot be weighed and measured. It will rather lead us to believe that the wonders and subtleties of possible existence surpass all that our mental powers allow us clearly to perceive.
We must ignore no existence whatsoever. We may variously interpret or explain its meaning and origin, but if a phenomenon does exist, it demands some kind of explanation.
A quote from the Principles of Science, William Stanley Jevons, 1835 to 1882.